And one thing we need to understand is where are our thoughts, where are our emotions, and where are our belief systems. So as we look at thoughts and emotions and belief systems, it's very important for us to realize that we are in unlimited command over all our experiences. We are not victims. If we understand that, we must realize that we are the creator of our lives and that we are the creator of all our experiences. So everything that occurs in our life does not happen by accident. It's intentional. It's intentional to help us grow. It's intentional for us to look at our lives. It's intentional for us to experience life. Because, we're all here to experience life, the positive and negative. But each of us must make a decision that we have reached a point in our lives where we can choose to be of this planet, but not in the negative emotion of this planet, or to accept, keyword is accept, the negative emotions of this planet. And that's a very important thing for each one of us to look at. Through all the chaos that's going on, as I talk that we are an antenna and we receive information, I don't really look at the news. To be honest with you, I have a little thing on my phone, an app, and it gives an overview, and maybe 20 or 30 second overview. And I'm able to now understand fake news, fear, doubt, whatever it is. And I take a look at it, and if it looks like a positive reality, makes positive but possible, I know it's mutable, which means we can change that. Therefore, I will send healing to it, or ask the true source to change it. There are things in life that we have to understand that are created with our ego. Remember, ego, edging God out. And anything that stops us from moving forward, all of our doubts and fears and insecurities, comes from one area, from the ego, which is a learned experience from our family, friends, and relatives, or maybe things that we've experienced in our lives. And there was a soul that I was working with, a couple of them, on a manifestation prophecies. And they realized that they were buying into and accepting fears and doubts and blocks in their lives. And as they are now letting go of it, they're seeing their lives beginning to change. And they realized it was created out of their ego, or a false belief system, because your ego creates false belief systems. It wants to control and manipulate you. And I've met people who are very spiritual, and they're very humble. And you don't know whether they are unless you get in a conversation with them. Then there are others who are bragging about how spiritual they are, whether it's religious or my type of spirituality or whatever, because they feel they need the recognition, and they feel they need to be adorned with praise. The true spiritual soul knows who they are and exactly what they are, and they're comfortable with what they are. Of course, if you're talking to another spiritual soul and you're talking about your experiences, that's another question. And then you meet people who are just worship rich people. Oh, I know my friend, they're a multimillionaire, yada, 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 yada. And what they're really saying with the ego, I wish I were wealthy. And look at me, because I hang around with them, I'm special. That's ego. And I have a few in-law relatives that are multi-millionaires. If you met them, other than having a Lexus, you'd never know it. They dress nicely, but not a lot of bling, and they're very humble. So otherwise, you would never, ever know it. And that's the point. You have within yourself an energy, a frequency, and vibration, which says, wake up. Don't you understand you're part of the true source? You're an aspect of the true source? You don't need anyone to confirm this. Feel it inside you. Accept it inside you. And realize that you are in command of your life, not your egos, which is your fears and doubts and insecurities and sensitivity, or not someone else's opinion, or not someone else's trying to one-up you, or not someone else's judgment of you. It's who you truly are. It's your essence. And your essence is unlimited. You know my mantra, you are unlimited. And the reason the true source told me to use that was for each one of us to realize that we are not subject to the fears and doubts and fake news and stories and BS that's going around, unless you want to accept it. You are greater than that. You are more powerful than that. And you are creating your life. That's how powerful you are, 24/7. All the challenges, all the love, all the joy, all the happiness, and all the trials and tribulations, you are creating them. How do you create it? You worry about it, you express it. Or the fear comes up and you become part of it. That's not to say that I don't have my challenges, because I do. And I reach a point where sometimes it affects me, because I'm so worried about so many clients or people and sending healing and working on them 24/7. Then I reach a point where I have to let go and turn it over to the true source, and turn it over to their higher self and soul, and turn it over to their oversoul and soul, because I get frustrated because they keep blocking it. And I realize that now I ask the true source whenever I work with you to heal you. And then when I reach a point where a person rejects it for whatever reason, I turn it over to the true source. Say, it's up to you now. You're going to handle it. And whether it's successful or not, I know it's not you, true source, because you're unconditional love. And everything I do, I try to do of unconditional love. In fact, I always do out of unconditional love. And then I realize it's up to the individual to accept that and change. You have to realize that in the days to come, and all the stuff that's going to be occurring, to be the observer, to be of this planet, but not in the negative emotion of this planet, to realize the master plan that each one is created and creating, not the true source, to awaken them. Because we ask for free will and free choice. And all the true source is saying, I love you. When you're ready, I'm here. Love you. Hey, good for you, XYZ. You created this chaos to empower yourself. Look at everything in your life that has occurred and realize you created it one way or another. But it's empowering. And that's what you are. You are empowered to be part of the chaos, or to turn around and say, I'm the observer and sending love and healing. And I am the solution. And I am the remedy. Because when I change, my whole family and everyone around me will eventually change. So everyone, remember, it's your choice. You've always had the choice. And you always will have the choice. Even when you feel like a victim and you're up to stuff over your head, still your choice to accept it or change.